Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Had to think. It's Tuesday for me. Today we're gonna talk about cell parts. So looking at the remote learning guide, we don't have a ton of slides that I actually go through. And we're gonna be talking about cell parts. You're gonna have a labeling assignment. But to let's see, we'll pull up the PowerPoint. First thing we're going to start out with is a YouTube video. And this guy, he's just walking through. We're only going to watch it for like 4 minutes where he goes through the different parts of it. So we'll start out with this.
So let's kind of go through it. So basically,
All right. So 5-10-ish minutes of that video. So we can go through, and you've already kind of seen the different parts of the cell, so we can just kind of breeze through these parts and review basically what they do. So there's two different types of cells. There's animal cells and there's plant cells. Animal cells are found in animals. Humans, pigs, cows, dogs, fish, birds, any kind of animal. Plant cells are found only in plants. They have similar parts, but they work very, very differently. The cells are what makes such a big difference between animals and plants. The body is made up of millions and millions of tiny cells. And cells are kind of like the basic unit of the body. The body is made up of cells. They are the tiniest little parts of the body. And then most of the cell is made up of protoplasm, which is kind of like the goo. I think of it as goo. I have no idea if cells are gooey, but I think of it as like the goo, the stuff inside that holds the cell together. So I think of the cell more like jelly, basically. Like if you had a bowl of jelly and you put little things in there, like, oh, here's a sprinkle to symbolize something, here's a piece of cereal to symbolize something else. I pictured the jelly as the protoplasm. It's the goo that holds everything together. So protoplasm is everything, including the cells, or not the cells, everything including the organelles inside of the cell. Protoplasm is the material and content inside of the cell. And then the cell membrane is what holds all of that stuff together. So if you got yourself a nice little Jell-O cup, that cup symbolizes the cell membrane. It holds the jelly or Jell-O in there. So here are a lot of the parts of the animal cell. We're going to end up going over most of these. All the stuff on the inside is considered the protoplasm. The cytoplasm is just the goo, just the stuff that's inside. It's just this brown stuff right here. The protoplasm includes all these different organelles and the cytoplasm. And then this purple ring around the outside, that's the cell membrane. That's the thin layer that holds everything here inside of it. So we've got the centrosomes or the centrioles. The centrosome is the big part, centriole is a little part of it, but they go together. These are where microtubules are made, and they're used in mitosis. So mitosis, which I think we're going to get into next class, mitosis is how cells grow and how they divide. The centrosomes are a huge part of making sure that happens. The nucleus, like I said, it's basically the brain. It does everything for the cell. It's in charge. But the most important thing is that it contains our DNA. Our DNA or the bird's DNA or the plant's DNA, whatever kind of cell it is, it holds the DNA. It is the most important part of the cell. The cytoplasm, jelly-like substance that gives the cell shape. So it's the Jell-O. We've got our sprinkle here, our little cereal piece there. We've got some breadcrumbs over there, and all of that stuff symbolizes the different organelles that are in the cell. But the cytoplasm is the actual Jell-O that holds everything where it is. So the centrosomes, I always think that they look almost like a sun, I guess. They're very like rigid around the edges. We've got the nucleus, which is this part, this big pink circle right here. And we've got the cytoplasm, which is the brown Jell-O like stuff. Then we have the Golgi body. You can hear it called the Golgi body or the Golgi apparatus. It's the same thing. The Golgi body is located near the nucleus, and it produces the membrane that surrounds the lysosomes. The lysosomes they're round little organelles, and they contain digestive enzymes. This is the thing that he called the suicide sac, because the Golgi body has to produce the membranes to coat the lysosomes. If the Golgi body stops producing those membranes or doesn't produce a strong enough membrane, then the lysosome is going to burst. And those digestive enzymes, they're not going to be picky. They're going to eat whatever is there. They're kind of like piranhas. If one piranha starts bleeding out of the entire pack of them, all the other piranhas are going to turn around and attack that one bleeding piranha. The lysosome, digestive enzymes. If the digestive enzymes get out of the lysosome, it's going to start digesting and breaking down and eating whatever is around it, whether or not it's its home. So the Golgi body has to produce the membranes to keep the lysosomes from bursting. The lysosome is like the stomach. It eats everything. The mitochondria, this is where energy is produced. You always hear mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Yes, it is. It produces ATP. ATP is short for adenosine triphosphate. That's why we call it ATP, because it's way easier to say than adenosine triphosphate. But energy is really, really important. Everything, including these little tiny cells, need energy to be able to perform their jobs. The nucleus needs energy to maintain the DNA and to go through mitosis to create more cells. The Golgi body needs energy to produce the membranes. All these parts, the lysosome needs energy to digest food or digest enzymes. So everything needs energy. The mitochondria is really important. And the cool thing about mitochondria is that, so like the guy said, they moved in. It's believed that they moved into the cell because they have their own DNA. So if you were to ever go and get a DNA test, if you weren't sure who your mom was, they can test your mitochondrial DNA because you get your mitochondrial DNA from your mom. Your DNA is a combination of your mother and your father. However, your mitochondrial DNA is strictly from your mother. And I always think that that's really, really cool. So here are the lysosomes. They're nice, they're round, they're kind of all over the cell, as you can see. We've got the Golgi body right here. The Golgi body is what produces these red membranes around the lysosome to keep the lysosome in one piece and keep those digestive enzymes inside of the lysosome. And then we've got the mitochondria. This is where mitochondria has its own DNA. This is where it's producing energy. The nuclear membrane is the membrane that surrounds the nucleus. Nuclear, nucleus, very similar. So the nuclear membrane is what holds all the DNA and everything else inside the nucleus all together there. The nucleolus is like the very center of the nucleus. And this is where it has the RNA. RNA is also really, really important for making DNA. You need RNA to make DNA. So it's a multi-step process. But you got your DNA and your RNA in your nucleolus and your nucleus. And then you got your endoplasmic reticulum. The endoplasmic reticulum, or the ER, its job is to transport different materials through the cell. If the endoplasmic reticulum has ribosomes on it, then it is the rough ER, because think about it, you got all these little bumps and dots over it, it's gonna make it kind of rough feeling. If it doesn't have ribosomes on it, then it is the smooth ER, it's gonna be nice and smooth. The vacuole in plants is a lot bigger because plants have a lot of water in them. In animal cells, we still have a vacuole, but it's going to be a lot tinier because it doesn't have to necessarily hold as much water. It also holds like any food and water waste from inside of the cell. And then the ribosomes are where the protein is synthesized, or where the proteins are made. So we've got our little vacuole here. We've got a couple little vacuoles, but they're pretty tiny. And then we've got our nuclear membrane, which goes around right here. And our ribosomes, we've got them kind of all around here. So if we were in class, you guys will be making your own cell model. Because we're not in class, unfortunately, you guys are going to go through, you're going to use this word bank, and you're going to label these parts of the animal cell. And then you're going to turn that in. So let me know what I can help you guys with. I'm not gonna have a Zoom on Thursday because I'm gonna be going to the school to clear some stuff out of my classroom. So no Zoom on Thursday. Reach out to me if you have any questions at Moto, email, Remind, like any of that stuff. But let me know what it is I can help you guys with. Y'all take it easy. See ya. See you guys.